talk to you.
Okay. Turn theirs. Hopefully that's how they had it.
Yeah, right? It's gonna happen.
I would just leave it be. I don't.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Can't leave mine be if they're gonna fall.
Okay. All right.
Good morning. I really like how you all play nice in the sandbox, that don't touch each other's mics, so it's professional courtesy, so we're starting the day off right. So anyway, welcome everyone. I know that every one of you have had long nights and probably early mornings. And we're excited to report that the people of Georgia have spoken. It has never been easier to vote in Georgia. Elections matter. We held an election that was a safe, sensible, and responsible election for every eligible voter to access. Your vote counts. Perhaps for the first time, we had an election day in Georgia where the wait times were below 10 minutes across the state, and we did that while experiencing record-breaking turnout, handling unprecedented numbers of absentee ballot requests than ever before, implementing a new voting system, and adapting to the requirements of holding an election during a pandemic and recruiting new poll workers. Elections matter, and that was a total team effort. First, I'd like to thank every early voter who heard our call and voted early. You are the reason why Georgia had success. Thank you to every election official who met every struggle and every challenge. In the middle of a pandemic, it was tough, and we've overcome all the challenges. Great job. Thank you. Your vote counts. As we often pointed out, it is counties in Georgia that actually administer the elections, and all Georgians owe a debt of gratitude to those dedicated public servants across the state who executed their duties well, and in most cases, flawlessly. Over 50,000 Georgians stepped forward to man the polls in their communities after many of our longtime workers had to step out because they were in a population that was vulnerable to COVID. Our job isn't done yet, though, and I want to thank my Deputy Secretary of State, Jordan Fuchs, for leading a great team, leading on our public service announcements that help shape and change voter behavior from in-person voting to early voting, to Gabriel Sterling, who managed the implementation of the state's new voting system, the largest of its kind in the history of this country. And thank you to Ryan Germany for protecting our state law. Judges are not legislators. Jordan, Gabe, and Ryan, thank you. You are tireless professionals who are proudly serving Georgia. And lastly, I would like to thank my entire team in the Secretary of State's office for their tireless work throughout the entire year. Elections matter. Counties make sure that voters have had access to many early voting locations, including megasites like the State Farm Arena over a 3-week period. Your vote counts. I'm happy to report that voters have responded favorably to using our new ballot marking devices. They found it easy to use, appreciated the security of a paper ballot, and liked seeing their ballots tabulated by the scanner. This election puts to rest the debates inflamed by those in our state, or not in our state, who have looked to sow doubt about our systems and those who have wrongly claimed there's a lack of access to voting. Elections matter. Completing this general election is a huge hurdle crossed, but it's far from the end of our work. We will have, immediately starting today, working towards certifying this election and then preparing for state and local runoff elections on December 1st, and then the September Senate runoff election between Senator Loeffler and Raphael Warnock on January 5th. This will require a monumental effort because we have a short window to get out absentee ballots for the December runoff to give voters time to return them. My team has sent reminders to counties to get all, let me repeat, all of our results counted today. Every legal vote will count. And I know that many of you probably have some questions. Justin.
You're a supporter of President Trump, but you're also a seasoned elected official. What do you say to people who hear the president speak and are worried that votes counted today, votes counted after election day, aren't legal?
Well, I want everyone to know the sound of my voice that every legal vote in Georgia will count. And right now we have about 200,000 ballots that are left to be counted. With the absentee ballot process, county worked on scanning those as many as they could. And then there are also about 40 to 50,000 early votes that need to be counted. Every legal vote will be counted.
So is the president correct there?
We are saying that every legal vote will be counted in Georgia because that's our process and we follow state law.
I hear you say that you want counting to be done today. Is that realistic in counties with tens of thousands of outstanding absentee ballots, counties run elections? I don't know if they'll get it done today. I know you said you communicated with the counties asking them to complete it today, but is that actually possible?
We're pushing really hard for that. If we can get that down, if we don't get it there, but we get the number so small that then there's no question of who actually the winner is, I think that'll be helpful. Really remove a lot of those questions that people might have. Yes, ma'am. That'll be something I'll get with our election team, and we'll get that out as soon as we have that information.
There's word that the USPS was supposed to do a sweep of their facilities, make sure all the absentee ballots had been delivered, and then in some places that didn't take place. Do you know if that happened here in Georgia? Is that any concern?
Well, it would always be a concern. We want to make sure everything gets to us. Don't have anything specific on that, but that's why we also instituted the absentee ballot drop boxes. Our concern actually was that voters were way too long and then it'd be too late to mail, and that's why we had the absentee ballot drop boxes, which was very well received by voters in Georgia.
So you don't have the word that took place?
Yeah, I don't have anything specific, but as soon as we do, we'll circle back and get that information out to you. Can I get with this, ma'am? Well, it's several counties, but we know that DeKalb, Fulton, Forsyth, even has 7,000 voters. So it's really, it's something when you have such a large number of absentee voters and then you have some early votes, it's really
the process of absentee ballots. I know that this is the timing kind of a moving target. Today. But for those of you who don't wonder and find about that, can you kind of speak to the delay and difficulties of absentee ballots?
Yeah. So the state election board gave to the counties the authority that they could begin the process of scanning the absentee ballots, which is very helpful. So I know that down in Muskogee County and Richmond County, they were really current with everything they had received, but then all of a sudden we also had additional ballots come in on Monday and then Tuesday, so they're being dropped in. So they had to scan those. And so they'll be getting that as soon as they can, but it is a 2-page ballot. It just takes longer to get those ready for the scanning process. Is there another question back there? Well, I know that right now that we have, my numbers here were 52 to 54,000 in DeKalb. Right now we have 74,000 approximately Fulton County absentees and 43,000 early votes in Fulton County. And I have about 7,000 right now in Forsyth. We can get you the entire list because just make sure we include all the counties.
Secretary, can you walk through what the rest of the election process looks like from the military ballots coming in to the audit certification process? What's the next part before we can say Georgia's certified?
Well, the next process obviously will be to make sure we get all the ballots counted, and also the UOCAVA, the overseas military ballots, to get those in and have them incorporated in the vote totals. We're going to begin the risk limiting audit process later this week, which is really important. So many people are not aware of that. This is the first time we're doing a statewide audit. And so what that will really give you, first of all, we have, I think, a higher confidence of voters. I know there's a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation out there, and some of it's just lack of knowledge, and we understand that. And that's why the risk limiting audit, what that will do, will verify results. So if there's a race that was, say, reported a 51-49, when we do the audit, then we can verify what the result is, and we have over a 90% confidence level. That gives people additional assurance. I think also having that paper ballot, voters were very comfortable. That just gave them that comfort feeling that looked at it before they cast their ballot, and that's a good thing also. Then by Friday, November 13th, we then will have the certification. So nothing is certified until after we do the risk limiting audit.
And then with the presidential race probably going to be so close and even some down ballot races that may be within the margins, can you talk about what the procedures are?
Well, if there's a race that was in 0.5%, it is your right as the candidate that is close but not over the top that you could ask for a recount. So we actually could have a request for, say, a state representative, county commission race, or any race that's within 0.5%, and we'll just wait till we get every ballot counted, and that's why it's very important that we follow through the process. It'll be actually pulling out, running those through, and then it'll be actually seeing where that brings us, and then you're looking at the words that are on the ballot at some point.
Mr. Secretary, can you explain what you know about what's happening in Gwinnett County? Apparently they're having some issues with scanning or maybe with the rescan thousands of ballots.
Well, if they do, then you'll follow through that. That's the advantage of having the verifiable paper ballot, that you can rescan that. But also that's why if some of the ballots do kick out, and the reason they kick out is everyone, if they don't fill out the ballot correctly or they put an X or they circle a name, that's why we have the adjudication panels of a Republican, Democrat, and then the election official to have 3 sets of eyes on there to verify that. So we want at least a 2-1 adjudication vote on each ballot, so we can make sure that we capture the correct voter intent.
If there are legal challenges made to votes cast before 7 o'clock yesterday, absentee ballots, will your office in the state defend those ballots against legal challenges?
Yeah, we want to make sure that we follow state law. We are always going to look at what is the state law, and that's why Ryan Germany, our legal counsel, can answer any legal questions you have. But we want to make sure the law is very clear, and we follow the state law, and we don't believe that judges should legislate.
I could just get a quick assessment from you of the timing that this is taking into account. Is this taking longer than you expected to take, and why?
Oh, no, it's really going much quicker, and that's why we're really pleased with the state election board allowing us to scan that. If you look at some of these states, this morning is when they actually opened up their absentee ballot, boxes, and that's when they started actually the process of separating out the absentee ballots. That's a very extensive process, verifying the signature and going through there, separating it out. We have saved days and days. You're going to be waiting a long time in some of these states, much to many people's consternation, because we understand it's a close election.
You're saying this is right on schedule.
Yeah, we're doing fine, and we're really pleased with. We'll be off everyone's radar, and they'll be worried about the states up north.
Your website doesn't keep up with the absentee ballot progress.
Right. Yeah. As it's getting reported, then it'll be just added to that total.
So how do private citizens keep up with that?
And it's just because it's a process that we just keep on adding that, and then eventually, when we have them all done, you'll know we'll notify or put a note there that these are the final totals for that particular county.
We got time for one more show.
Yes, sir.
Archie with Next Star. A question about rejected ballots. I know we talked about that last week. Now that these are coming in, where are we on that? You said about 1% last time. Have you heard anything about rejected ballots, and what happened to those ballots?
Well, yes. Last time we actually had about 1%, but of that, probably 0.75% of those rejected ballots were actually received late. So very few of those actually were rejected by the adjudication panel. When they actually looked down at that, all 3 of the folks, or 2 out of the 3 folks, were saying, yeah, they really wanted Mary for this race here. They really wanted Bob for that race there, and that's a good thing. So very little of the actual ones that get through the adjudication panel are being rejected. So thank you very much. As we get more information, we'll get that to you. If you have any legal questions, Ryan Germany's here, and we're going to get these results out to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much.